This conference will now be recorded.
All right, so today is Thursday, April 18th, and as always, everything that we're going to be going over this morning is for educational purposes only, and nothing is intended as any type of investment advice. All right, so I know we got a million questions on BABA, so we're going to start with BABA. Okay, because overall right now the pre-market is absolute garbage. We can see there's been trading 36,000 shares, so not really anything going on besides the story that we have from yesterday that we're going to be obviously looking for to happen to today. All right, so BABA, we had a huge amount of prints that came in at this 188 level, okay, on the S side of things, and we ended up starting to pull back. But if you look, I'm not sure where you guys are getting 185 from in the pre-market, because I have our lows sitting right here about 80, 186.17, give or take, maybe a little bit higher than that. But overall, I have not seen the pullback that I'm going to be looking for. And the reason being is because it hit it that many times. And remember, a dollar pullback is where we start on a stock like this. And the fact that it hit over and over again, what that's telling us is that we're expecting a bigger pullback. We also have to understand something, guys. When we get a pullback off of buying prints, what does that mean? Why do we actually get the buying? Why do we get the pullback? What's the reason for it? So they can do what? Build their position, right? So if we know that, at what point is this pullback that we've had so far, okay, at what point did they build a position yet? Okay, with 36,000 shares, I'll give it 37,000 shares. They haven't, right? So could it be the pullback that we're looking for yet? No, not at all. So it's not there yet. Okay, so based off of those factors, don't get me wrong, we're still going to be looking for this thing to go up. Basically what it told us, it has the buying to get to 200. Okay, that's what, overall what it showed. It's just it hasn't happened yet. Okay, and with that much buying, we have to expect more than, pretty much we're looking at a, that $186. Okay, we're looking, just over a dollar. All right, so we definitely need to see a little bit more than that. And then, like I said, based off of the fact that we only have, right now coming up to 39,000 shares, we just don't have enough there that they really actually did build a position. All right, so BABA's going to be on our side list, but actually BABA will put on our regular list because of the fact that we know it's going to trade today. All right, so let's take a look at a few other things that we have going on this morning. Next is STNE. Now, we were paying attention to this the other day, and unfortunately, it made a move. It made a pretty big, no, not unfortunate, but made a big move coming into the pre-market. The one thing that we do have going on over here right now, though, is down at the lows, it's getting a little bit mixed. Now, I absolutely loved what I saw right here at 831. So we can see at that 29.10 position that came back in. Absolutely love that new selling that we saw right underneath that 29 level, and that's what's kind of pushing it back up. But then if we come back over here and we look at 29.50, basically what it looks like right now is that we're getting some riders that are coming in to catch that pull up that we're going to be looking for before this guy at 29.10 will end up making their money. The guy that came in at 29. We had 831. Now we also have some prints at 29.50 on the bid side, 29.50. But overall, based off of that, the first to the table position is definitely showing us that they want this underneath the 29 level, and that we're probably going to see a pretty large pullback to come in. Now we're going to start with 30. Obviously, we're going to start with 50 cents, especially when its range is about $2. So we'll start with 50 for where we're looking for this thing to go back up. I would expect more than that. I'm just obviously that's where we're going to be looking from. Unfortunate. So I would keep trying because this is definitely going to be one of the ones that I'm going to be focusing on coming into this morning. It just got one of the best stories that we do have going on out there. Next one is BX. So BX it's okay. It's another one where we've been sitting in this consolidation all the way up at the top, and you can see, it definitely does have some new buying that's been coming into it. So at that 39 level, and 8 o'clock this morning, we got those Laker colors. So what we're going to be looking for is the low of where we started from, okay? And then the high, we're going to be bullish above and we're going to be bearish below. So 39 being on the lower side of things, and then on the higher side of things, we're looking at 39.50. So we do have 38.9999, but so figure 39, and then up at about 39.50, okay? So overall, we just need a better show of hand because it's just a very mixed stock at this moment, but that's what we're going to be looking for. All right. Next one looking at is MBIO. So MBIO is, the reason I'm looking is because it's trading very well. I mean, I love the volume that's going into it, especially for such a cheap stock. So far we're coming back towards that 8 level. We definitely got some buying coming over the 8. And then at the actual 8 level itself, I was not happy with it at all. I really would have liked to see a little bit more coming into there. You can see we have one ask print that came back. Okay, but we do have a pretty nice position burst at 856 right before we started our meeting at that 795. So not as much buying at 8 as I'd like, but it does have nice buying underneath and it does have nice buying above. So I am going to be looking for this thing, okay, to go up towards that 9 level. Now 9 being that 50-cent move coming back now from that pullback that we got from the buying that we had at 810. And then the last one I have on my side list is IPWR. Okay, now IPWR is doing that's not the right stock. IPWR doing absolutely nothing right now. Okay, so it is on our side list, and the reason I'm putting it on our side list is just something that I want to keep an eye on, because if we look into it yesterday, it actually got absolutely phenomenal buying going up underneath that 1 level. So pushing up towards this 1 level, and then if you look just at the end of the market, right before we ended up closing, and these weren't at 4 o'clock. This actually happened right before the market closed, a few minutes before. We just got a really huge influx of buying that came into this thing. So really, what it looks like is that we're just pulling back from that buying. Now, it's 15 minutes of fame. Does that mean that we're going to see it trade this morning? No, it doesn't, and that's why it's going to be on the side list. But that's a very interesting variable to add to what we saw going on in there. And you guys know I love these cheap stocks, so certainly something that I'm going to be looking at. Now let's take a look at our scanners and let's see if we have anything new out there. So BX we already know about, TNXP new to the list, but absolutely nothing. Now, LL was looking at before. It started to make it look like it wanted to make some type of move and show us some volume, but we just never really got anything. No real controlling prints, nothing really there that we can go on. So going to skip over that one. And then APHA, 169,000 shares, but not really doing any type of trading at the moment. Jumping over to our loser side of things, our list is a little bit light. So we have SKX, 109,000 shares, which certainly going to be watching. But the big thing that, once again, with this one is that we just didn't really get any great show of hand prints. We had a few prints that came in at 31, but just not really much there. On average, only trades 85 cents. So I am going to be looking at it, but we're going to keep this one on our side list for now. Just, based off of the fact that it doesn't really have any type of better show of hand. Moving along, OMED, new to list, 130,000 shares, nothing going on there. UXIN, absolutely nothing. And then we have Snap, which is not typically a trade that we'll be looking at. Can we look at Apple? Sure. Absolutely nothing going on this morning. It's got 203,000 shares, but if you look, just not really any type of anything except for what we came in at 8 o'clock. So if we look over here, 202.55, so 202.59 is the high. No, 202.60 is the high. There's just not really anything there that we can base anything off of right now. All right. Where am I expecting Bob to pull back to? Let's go back to it. I'm going to say, because I know this question is going to be asked a million times. We're going to start with 186. Okay, 186 is where we're going to start with, because of the fact we are talking about $2 move from there. But really what it's going to happen is what I look for is when a stock for it to pull back is when the riders stop coming in. So we'll be able to see people coming in to make money on that selling. When that selling starts to really come down, okay, and we start to see, really kind of just die out, that's what tells us that we're going to be looking for it to start to turn around a bit. All right. So 186 is I'm comfortable with, that's really what I'm looking for, but that's what it's going to depend on. But it needs to be at least around there for the amount of buying that we saw coming in yesterday. It has to. Okay, if it just starts running back up, I'm not comfortable with that being the original move, unless the volume just goes absolutely nuts, which we'll be able to tell. We're talking about, we're not 200,000 shares at market open. We're talking about a lot of volume coming into it. All right. All right, guys, so remember, Traders Exchange, 12:30. Market is closed tomorrow. I will talk to everyone in the chat, and happy trading.